Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's session is regarding Apex best practices for SOQL. So today's session is just theoretical. Okay. So let's discuss one by one all the practices. First is use bind variables. Okay. So this is the bind variable. So using colon and variable name, we can write SOQL. That way we can prevent SOQL injection. We could write direct variable name here, but instead of using, sorry, if we use dynamically, so we can write it like this. This is the dynamic. We are using industry type using bind variable. Okay. This is the bind. Okay. So instead of bind variable, this could be written like this as well. Database dot query okay. You can write your code like this as well, but this code has many issues, okay, and this is not recommended. So you need to use this way. This is the recommended. Okay. Now select only required fields. So whenever we are using query, we need to write. We need to select only the fields which we need instead of fetching all the field unnecessary. So this reduces CPU time, heap size issue as well, and your query cost is also low, means query time is also low. Okay. Third is filter with indexed fields. So for the faster queries, you should avoid non-selective query errors. Okay. So create a date and ejective. So you need to use this, okay, because these are index fields. Okay. Or you can create a field as indexed. If it is not, you can discuss with Salesforce regarding this. Now using limits. Now instead of fetching excessive rows, we should always use limit. So in this case, we will fetch only the 500 accounts. So that means we are pulling only the required records instead of fetching all the records. Okay. So it protects us from pulling excessive rows. Now next is SOQL for loop for large data sets. So if there large amount of data, okay, so we can use for loop. So in a for loop, data will be processed in a batch of 200. So heap size is also reduced in this case. Now next is this cache query results. Okay. So we can use map. Okay. So map will store. So map can you store your cache data. So instead of querying your data again, so you can just create a map like this where you can store your results, so that you don't, let's say if you need ID of the account or information of that account related to the ID, you can just fetch from the map instead of querying again. Got it? Let's say I need a name in future transaction. What I can do is I can simply access it like using this. Since this is our map, and here I can pass the ID. Okay? Whatever the ID, 18-digit ID I can pass, and then I can use dot name. Dot name in case I need name field. Otherwise, if I just need the account record, I can use simply dot get. Okay. Now, if also bulkify filters, that means we need to collect IDs first and then run one query with using in, okay, instead of multiple separate queries. So I think we have already discussed this in bulkification. So if we are querying relationship queries, so here also we can use limit, okay, so that we are fetching only the limited related records. Okay, so that was for today's session. Okay, let's keep it short. So there are some important points. First is bind variable. Okay, if we want to prevent a SOQL injection, so there are some security issues means which we can avoid. So a SOQL injection is one of them. So you can I can create a separate session for attacks. Okay? You can read that. If you need that, write in comment. And now second most important is fetch only the important fields. Third is always use index fields while querying, okay, in filter condition, and always use limit so that you only get required rows. And this one is also important, okay, this one. So when you are querying, you should query on a number of ID set instead of multiple separate queries. Okay. Thank you. Bye for today.